Hello survivors, and welcome to another video. In today's video, we are playing a game called Disfigure. It is the love child of Vampire Survivors and 20 Minutes Till Dawn. It is made by a solo developer. He currently has the game out on Steam for free, but on the 21st of August, he will be back from holiday, and this might change. So he is looking at making a 2.0 update with new content for the game, new weapons, new bosses, new soundtracks, everything. So the developer is looking at upgrading the game, which is fantastic, but he is looking at changing it from free to play to about $3 to $5 going forward. So if you guys want to grab this game, now is your chance to grab it for free. Like I said, it is a Vampire Survivors and a 20 Minutes to Dawn love child. So today we can grab some of the other weapons. I haven't played with anything but the great sword and the pistol and shotgun, so I think we can go and grab ourselves. I think the burst rifle might be pretty fun. Otherwise, the minigun's probably going to be really insane. I think let's try the minigun today, just for you guys. There are achievements in the game as well. As you can see, we just unlocked the minigun. We are going to be playing on normal difficulty. I don't think I personally am ready for hard, so let's get straight into it. Now, you are able to change your player color and everything using an RGB scaler. I've just gone for purple, I don't know why, and the crosshairs green. I just randomly went and took everything random. I don't like screen shake, so we turned that off as well. Now, the premise of the game is to kill things inside your light, or just kill things. There is an auto attack button as well, so we don't have to worry about shooting or left clicking the whole time. And there are two different aiming modes. If I right click, I'll show you what the aiming mode does. It has to do with the spotlight, and we're going to get to there now. But we're going to grab ourselves shrapnel. That's going to come in handy. What that does is enemies will explode into two other projectiles whenever they're killed, and those projectiles deal 25% of our damage. So if I right click, this is the spotlight. It does show you what where the enemies are, but only in front of you. A little bit of a further range, but we're going to sort that out. We're going to get ourselves a nice big circle if possible. I do think that having a lot of vision is going to be very handy. And then another thing over here, we can go for bulk rounds. The other thing might be is getting ourselves burn, or even electricity might be really good for this, because damaging enemies afflicts shock, increasing the next damage taken, or bleed. I'm just trying to think if burn, bleed, or shock will be very good, but I think swiftness for now might be even better than damage, because XP radius can be a lifesaver, especially later on in the game. We're going to grab that and go for it. Now, I've only really finished a run once, so hopefully we're able to do that again for all of you, and then we're going to grab ourselves bulk rounds over there. Now, why I say it's a love child of 20 Minutes to Dawn is because, as you can see, when we get our level ups, if I go for bulk rounds, we're then going to get options like piercing rounds, hollow points, and so on and so forth, and those increase our stats dramatically, based on which options we go for. You can actually get both of the sides altogether. You aren't locked out of one or the other. I think in 20 Minutes to Dawn you could only pick either one or the other, where this game it allows you to pick all of them. Now over here we've got ourselves Gleam that increases our circle size as well as our movement speed. That's going to come in handy because already you can see we kind of getting a lot of enemies around us. The other build I played, we didn't really have any issues like this, but it was a completely different thing. Very cool that each weapon has their own uniqueness to them. It just makes it a lot more fun to be able to play, and very different, because you kind of have to decide how you want to play each weapon. Maybe with the updates that's going to be coming to the game, we can see a lot of other cool things coming weapon wise as well as enemies. Now, if you don't like these being so dark and everything, again, just change your player color. It does really actually help. Normally the player color is white as well as your icon, so it does make it a lot nicer when you do have it changed. Over here we're going to go for the shrapnel projectiles, so they deal more damage. Those are the ones that you can see splitting off of the enemies. So now that they at least do a little bit more damage to other enemies, which is fantastic, because the more damage we do, the less we have to worry about enemies being alive, and that means it's easier for us. Now things are looking quite easy right now. We are very, very early into the run though, so we're not too worried about that, but they are going to get a lot harder. Now I think radiation could be very, very good with the minigun because of our fire rate. It says every 6th shot damage all enemies revealed in vision by 50% of your bullet damage. You do get more radiation damage, more bullet damage done by it, and so on and so forth. You do get fire rate up with the taking less shots to activate and things like that. So we are going to pick up the radiation again because it's every 6 shots. We don't even need to hit the enemy. Our radiation is going to land up hitting things as long as we are firing. So I think it does work very, very well with the fire rate of the minigun. And now we've got to find ways of increasing our fire rate so that's even worse. Alright, so this is our weapon perks. Every 10 levels up to level 30, you get different perks. We get vision rounds, strong rotor or rapid spin. We've got wind up, guard break, crippling shot, and then incendiary, human sentry. That's pretty cool. And then accelerating barrel. Now the thing is if I'm level 30, I can take the first 3. I don't have to take any of the others. So you aren't locked into taking one from each of the levels. Maybe that's something that will change in the future, but for now it's just stuck that way, which I think is pretty cool. I like the fact that you don't have to be forced to pick one of the 3. You can take all 3 of one of the levels. You're not stuck picking only one of each level, but maybe that's something that they need to change in the future. Maybe you do have to be stuck there because it might make it a little bit more build centric. I don't know what the wording might be, but maybe it could be more I don't know what the wording is for it, but make it a bit harder maybe, or a bit more exciting. And maybe just change up the perks a little bit, so make them more impactful, not just damage and speed and things like that. So maybe the perks can be changed a bit, where your decision of your perk can change the run completely, and it would make a very big difference to how you'd play the specific weapon that you are playing. But I don't know, that's just my 2 cents on the perks. That all of them are really cool. Weapon damage, 50% increased weapon damage is huge on some weapons, so you're always going to go for that, especially with the great sword, which is a slow hitting, hard hitting weapon, and you get some fire rate on the heavy sword, and then you're in a fantastic spot. You just got to think of yourself as this giant meat cleaver throwing enemy. Every 5 kills, every 5 shots fire flashbang, which explodes into large temporary thing. Enemies revealed will take 30% more damage. And then we've got hollow point. I do think we want the flashbangs, but it is a starting one, so we should see it again. I think for now we're going to just get the bullet damage size and speed. That's just going to be a lot better for us. Again, that does increase all of our damage, including the split shot or shrapnel shot damage as well. So because it's based off of our main damage, the more damage we get, the more damage the shrapnel shot as well as the radiation is going to do. So increasing our bullet damage increases every damage that we have. So focus on that first. Alright, let's see. We have flashbangs again. Like I mentioned, it would come very quickly, so we are going to grab that. And then a shield barrier is also going to be very fantastic. We will talk about that when we see it again in the shop. But as you can see, the flashbangs going off, it is going to be quite helpful for us with regards to vision. So all of these, every time you shoot, sort of upgrades on a minigun do make a lot of sense, and this just helps us with the radiation as well. Being able to hit more enemies all the time just makes it really, really fantastic to increase our radiation. Now, the reason I wanted to speak about the shield barrier is there is an upgrade with it that increases the amount of size that your what's the wording called? The amount of size of your vision circle. So with the shield and with some of the gleam upgrades, you can actually get your entire screen to be, visible, and that will be fantastic for this radiation build. That's just going to make it really, really, really fantastic in terms of keeping us safe, as well as dealing damage, especially since we don't have to hit enemies for radiation to hit them. We just need to keep shooting, and as long as the gun is firing off, they are going to be taking more and more damage. So full metal jacket, bullet size and bullet speed, and then we can also get quick draw afterwards for even more fire rate. Oh man, this is so cool. Now, I don't know how loud the video is, the sound is right now, but there is a lot of eerie sounds busy playing in the game. I did want to try and put the music all the way up, but unfortunately, it's quite soft for a game. Usually the music in games is really, really loud, but for some reason this game is quite soft compared to all the others. It's okay, but I do wish it was a little bit louder. Now, magnetism, we can actually get all the way up to there, so we are going to grab that. Light magnet, we just get the XP as long as we can see it, and because we have the emitting light upgrade as well, the thin wave, we will get absolutely all the XP on the map as long as we kill things. So it's going to be a good upgrade to get. We do still need to get the fire rate upgrade that we keep seeing as well, just to, one, stop seeing it, and two, we need fire rate, because the more we fire, the more damage we do. The developer did mention that they are looking at getting more soundtracks and things like that into the game as well, so that's going to be fantastic. That's going to make a huge difference. Here we go, magnetic ground, so picking up XP increases bullet damage and bullet speed up to 5%, stacking up for 25 times, which that's not 25 times, stacking up 5 times. It looked like it was 25%, but let's just read that again. It doesn't let us. Okay, that's a pity that you can't do that. Maybe it would be cool if that can be changed as well. So if you do look at your previous upgrades, you are able to see what they are in the pause menu. Also, maybe something Soulstone survivors can actually learn from here is, as you can see on the left hand side, we don't have all of this in the actual game. Maybe Soulstones can change it so when you pause the game it shows all of them, but during the actual gameplay it is hidden like this game has it. So that's a really cool little feature over there, a little quality of life that is a little bit different to the other games. It shows the upgrades when you pause and when you're in the level ups, but otherwise it is hidden from you, and it's not going to cause any issues in terms of what you see and what you can't see. Now, there is re-rolling. I don't want the electricity just yet. I'm looking for a little bit more, like explosive radiation is fine, maximum caliber is perfect, quick draw is really good. What can quick draw go to? Even more fire rate. We can go for even more fire rate, but we're going to lose some bullet damage over there. Every third shot, shoot a spiral. That's going to be really good. Or we get multi-shot. I think we can go for quick draw. I'm not sure how it's going to work in terms of the amount of damage we have being a binny gun, but let's completely break the amount of fire rate we've got on this gun, because that's just going to be funny. Even if we don't have a successful run, it's going to be really fun to just play with that amount of fire rate going forward. Anyway, the more fire rate the better, because of our radiation as well. So this is like a really quick and nasty little build going on over here, where you just run around shooting things as fast as you can, and eventually they all die anyway. So I think we're in a pretty good spot over here. We're shooting, I don't even know what our fire rate is. It would be cool if we could see what our stats are, because it would be nice to know how much we are doing, how much exactly we are doing. Now, damaging enemies increases damage to take from bullets by 10%. Shooting takes half a second to wind up. Movement speed while shooting decreases, but we have plus 50% fire rate. I think we're going to go for the damage over here, because we are going to lose some of our damage, and then just having that little bit of a damage increase is going to make a big difference. I think it is needed when we go forward. Another thing I didn't mention is that there is a 20-minute timer on the runs. I'm not I really don't like long runs. I think it's one of the issues why I haven't actually gone and made like League of Legends videos for you guys. I love that game. I'm really bad at it, but I really love playing it. Let me know down in the comment sections what you think of League of Legends. I know a lot of people don't like the whole PvP aspect, but I'm planning on trying to make them really fun, like non-meta videos, like me just messing around. Whether I win or lose will be completely irrelevant. It's all about being that like funness out of the game. So let me know what you guys think about League of Legends being added to it. I really enjoy the game. Although it's a very toxic game as well, I would have to mute chat. Like, I was playing it last night, even though we won, the teammates were like really toxic because, you know, the one time I didn't follow my lane opponent and, you know, they died. Oh my goodness. It's such an end of a world in a non-ranked game. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on League of Legends and the state of people's minds. Alright, well at least we get quite a lot of vision from the flashbangs as well. Pretty cool little upgrade. I did forget that that's how they work, off of your character's fire rate. So really good addition, and we've got the radiation pumping out damage, quite a lot of damage as well, because we've also got all of that. Now radiance increases our vision circle. We do get max health minus. I think that is okay, because we are going to be, you know, radiating everything, and the more we can see it, the better for us to radiate all of those enemies. So we're going to grab it. It makes sense to have a big circle on our character, and we are able to get more lives. I'll show you in about a minute how that works, but you can only get 2 more lives, and the second life that you get is kind of pointless if you're doing a single run. However, you are able to go into like an endless mode in the game. I'm not sure how that works. I've never done it. Like I said, I've only really finished the game once, and we just said, you know, end the run. We didn't click on the continue button to see what happens. I'm not going to click on the continue button today either. We're just going to end the run to see what happens with regards to everything else. So over here, we're going to go for maximum caliber. We do have the juicy fire rate to counteract the loss of fire rate over here as well. So that puts us into a fantastic spot in terms of damage now as well. It increases our radiation damage, it increases our bullet damage, and as you can see, just everything is dying. The only problem I have with this is we need that XP pickup. The light radius one, we did only need 1 more upgrade for it. We haven't been seeing it, and here is the first boss. It spawns at 10 minutes. We got to kill the legs of the boss. What's really nice is we don't have to worry about anything getting to us because of us dealing so much radiation damage to them. That cry that we heard there was the cry of the boss losing one of his legs. So that is fantastic. I say one of his legs. We don't actually know the creature's gender, but that doesn't matter either. It's a thing, it's a creature, so we don't actually need to know the gender either. Come on. So this fight is actually taking a lot longer, but again, we do have the minigun. So there's a life. Now we're back on 3 lives, so losing that 1 life didn't really hurt us too badly. The shield barrier is going to come in helpful a bit later. Right now we did want to have multi-shot because that was going to go crazy. Boom boom, we did decide to go for it because we knew that we would lose the fire rate and the bullet damage. That's why we did pick those upgrades. We thought it would be really fun to go multi-shot, and I don't think I was wrong in saying that. This looks like it's going to be pretty insane. So let's see. It's looking pretty awesome right now. Come on. Alright, next level we got Slug Shrapnel, which they just deal 100% more damage. We got Frost Flashbangs, so the flashbangs will freeze enemies. What's the other one that we got? Vision Delay? No. So we're going to re-roll here. We're still looking for that other vision one. We're not getting it. Killing spree. That's bullet speed. We want... I think we'll go for the multi-shot rather. So we're going to grab ourselves vision circle, slows down enemies. That's actually going to come in handy for some of the enemies that we get a bit later. There is going to be an enemy that is really, really fast. So being able to slow their movement speed is going to come in handy, especially if we have to hit them quite a couple of times to kill them, because of our damage being a little bit less because of being triple shot or multi-shot or whatever the case may be. I mean, you can already see we have to shoot these guys quite a lot of times to kill them. Otherwise, there are other builds where you like shoot once, it kills everything on your screen sort of builds. But I thought with the minigun, it just makes sense to go as fast as possible. But this is so much more fun. Who doesn't like so many bullets all over the screen doing as much damage as possible with them being as fast as possible? I mean, I think everyone's dream is to hold like a real minigun and just shoot that off and get that dopamine of having a minigun flying off and that sound that it makes, you know, compared to like any other gun. Still nothing that I'm looking for. We might go for the frost flashbangs just to freeze enemies that we hit with it. It's just an extra layer of defense so that when we do get the fast guys, I mean, we throw out flashbangs like there's no tomorrow. We can keep someone frozen forever, but we need to be able to actually hit them with one of them. So as long as they're slowed enough, we've got the defenses coming in, and we now have the frost flashbangs. I don't know what the other upgrades for it is. We could have looked at those, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter too much. We'll see eventually what they all are. So here's a new type of enemy. When they die, they split into 3 projectiles. We don't really want to get hit at all. We might go and land up taking the shield upgrade now as well, so that the more enemies we kill, we can also get a vision upgrade for the shield. So when we kill enemies, as long as we don't lose our shield, we'll have a permanent or temporary upgrade to our vision circle. I think it is something like 40%. But we'll have a look at that going forward. We don't need that. There's the shield barrier. We are going to take the shield for now. It just gives us an extra free life, so now we can be hit 3 times before we die, and that's going to be quite helpful. It just gives us that little bit of extra defense that we may need going forward. But we're doing very, very well, I think, and the game's really, really cool. I know a lot of people aren't really a fan of dark and you know, I don't know, the color schemes of certain games, especially when we're playing like Striving for Light. A lot of people found the game actually very, very dark and not dangerous, but like just dark. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't really suit the game. I think Striving for Light, although it kind of the game kind of means, you know, you need to look for light. But this one, we kind of in like a horror film, you know, and we're trying to live this alien invasion in this horror film. So it makes sense to be very, very dark, and it makes sense to have it a kind of like nightmare fuel kind of game. And I think it's just really, really cool and really, really fitting. Alright, we're nearly level 30. We got the triple shot over here. Thank goodness we found it. And let's go and grab that, and then we're looking for the bullet flower as well. So triple shot, even more bullets. We did lose more bullet damage, but you know, each bullet can hit as well. So I don't know, do you really lose damage if you're kind of looking at something and hitting them so many times with a bullet? Even if we're doing 9 damage, it's like a whack ton of damage under a short amount of time. So even though we lose that little bit of damage, we make up for it because of the other damage that we get. We could probably, I think we did go for the perk that gave us the damage already. So we're going to have to look at the other perks, maybe one that has even more fire rate, but we lose the movement speed. That could be cool as well. Being able to shoot at massive amounts of speed sounds like it is extremely fun. So we're probably going to go for that. We're going to just have to read the perks again just to make sure, because we don't really want to take the wrong perk and it ends up being bad for the build that we are going. Alright, I think that the flashbangs that we're getting are being really, really helpful over here. There we've got stopping power, which might be very, very helpful now. I wish we could lock our skill in place because I want the bullet flower as well, because that's just going to make the game... oh yeah. Yes, we have found a build that completely breaks everything. Now we need something that says that if we hit something with our enemies, I mean, if we hit an enemy, our bullets will like freeze them or deal damage to them or something like that. Not like every enemy hit. I mean, not like every enemy killed on hit thing. So every enemy hit. Oh wait, we can do burning now because that's every bullet has a chance to do that. Oh man, if we add burning or bleed to this, it's going to be so good. Because we're just shooting in like every direction. Okay, wait, we're not going to have an upgrade though, because we are going to hit level 30. So that's going to have to go to something else. Oh man, I should have taken one of the bleeds or burns. I just thought about that now. I'm like, oh no, why did I not think about that? There is a new enemy, by the way. Those guys are scary. They are tanky, beefy boys. Okay, we're going to hit level 30. Next perk's going to be coming up. There we go. And then we've got vision from the bullets. That might work for radiation. But we could get the fire rate up as well. Human sentry, so the bullet damage and bullet size increased while we're standing still. Oh, here we go. Playz. Oh, Playz activates every 3 shots. Yeah, let's just do it. I don't know what that means, but I have no idea what Playz is. I think that means we have to go for burn damage. But you can see the radiation just pushing off. We didn't get the XP rounds either. I don't know why. Like, you know, we saw it so much in the beginning. We got all the upgrades. And then the final upgrade that we really wanted, we have not seen the entire run. So, like, we pushed for the circle range and things like that. And the game just did not want to give it to us. Maybe I needed to go for the vision range. Maybe you need certain upgrades for others to show up. Or maybe not. I have no idea. If you know a little bit more about the game or you've been playing it, let me know down in the comment section. Alrighty. Dodge. Keep following the bullets like it's like an arrow. Like, go this direction, you'll be safe. Follow the arrow, just don't walk into it because it will kill you. Like, I don't know why my brain does that. It just wants to follow the circle. Come on, game, don't be like this to me. Okay, we're gonna re-roll it. Come on, come on. Nope. It's meant to be right. No, it's not this one. Quick radiation. Radiation takes 1 less shot to activate. Yeah, we'll take that. Why not? Not really what we're looking for. I think I saw burn and didn't take it because I just forgot about it. That happens. It's okay. At least we have more radiation going off for the enemies that we don't actually hit. But as long as we're hitting enemies, then they'll be radiated. As long as we have vision of enemies, they'll be radiated. So we're in a good spot. It would have been nice for the XP though. I wonder what the max level can be for when you are doing this. But the last boss does spawn in a minute, so we don't have much more time. I don't think we're going to hit level 32 even. We'll probably only be level 31. I do wonder if there's ever a chance to get like an XP increase per like every 100 enemies you kill, increase your XP gain, or every 500 enemies you kill, increase your XP gain temporarily. Maybe it should be the shield buff or something like that as well. I think the frost flashbangs are going to help us a lot with the final boss. You'll see what I mean when we get to the final boss. It is going to be a very long and tanky ass fight, but that's okay. There isn't really an issue going forward from there. Let's go and do this over there. There we go. just a really cool game, guys. I mean, this is a solo developer and the game is for free currently, so it's got quite a lot of time in the game for us to play. When the shield is activated, no stopping power we can go for. That's just more damage. So the game is free to play right now. Like I mentioned, you can give donations to the developer via Steam, so you can buy the game, like, you know, inverted commas, buy the game, but you don't have to. It is free to play right now. So here's the final boss. Like I mentioned before, a very big boy, very ugly boy, but the frost bangs are going to come in handy as well over there. Luckily we have a whack ton of fire rates, so we've got to worry about this guy because he's horrible, but the rest of them do seem to die before they get to us, which is fantastic. And we just got to focus on hitting him as much as possible. I have no idea what's coming out of his mouth. He made a weird sound, and I see something coming out of his mouth, and I don't really want to get hit by that. We did lose our shield over there, which isn't really good, so we just need to be a bit more careful now. We can focus him again. Now we can go back to the boss, just turn around a little bit, kill them, and there we have it. Boss is dead. So that didn't actually take us that long to kill him, but the game is really fun. It is really enjoyable. There are multiple different upgrade choices and things like that that you can go as well, so do keep that in mind. I mean, it's a 20-minute run every time. You get the credits earned, and there is a continue button. I don't know what it does. Maybe next time, if you guys reach 100 likes on this video, we can click on that button, but otherwise please make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.